The worst outbreak in years of toxic algae known as red tide is killing thousands of sea creatures in southwest Florida and harming the tourism business. Red tide occurs naturally each year from Sarasota to Marco Island. It typically lasts about 6 months. This year's season is in its 9th month, and a second toxic algae is coming from polluted lakes like Lake Okeechobee, some 80 miles away, and is making the problem worse. Manuel Bojorquez is on Sanibel Island, Florida. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. You know the old saying, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Well, unfortunately, here on Sanibel Island, there's plenty of dead ones along the beach. Just take a look here. The tide has gone out and left behind thousands of dead fish. Even this big eel. This is a stinky and unsightly mess. This sandy stretch of Florida's Gulf Coast may look picturesque, but beachside, the view isn't so pleasant. Red tide is killing thousands of fish, eels, and other sea creatures. Since November, some 400 critically endangered sea turtles have died or been stranded.
This little guy's doing pretty well.
Dr. Heather Barron at Sanibel's Crow Wildlife Hospital is treating 4 times the normal number of suspected red tide cases this season.
It just can't even describe what it's like to go out on the beach, to do a rescue, and just to be surrounded by all these critically endangered animals.
Red tide is a naturally occurring algae that turns harmful in high concentrations. It usually forms 10 to 40 miles out, but winds and currents can carry it on shore. In humans, red tide may cause eye, nose, and throat irritation, coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. That's taking a bite out of Quinn Tousignant's Fort Myers beach business.
Everybody's coughing. I work at a jet ski stand and I don't get any business anymore, man.
Have you ever seen it this bad?
No. I've seen some bad ones. This is the worst I've ever seen.
Ozzie Fisher is a second-generation charter boat captain.
It's hard to breathe around it.
Oh,
it stinks.
It really stinks. Water is our lifeline here. It affects everything. And if you lose this, there won't be anything here.
We are at historic Lighthouse Point here on Sanibel, and typically this time of day you've had loads of tourists out here enjoying their coffee, going out for a morning stroll. Right now, it's just a few hardy souls. Tourism is a $3 billion a year industry in this county. The economic hit is not yet known, but we are told that some restaurants along the beach in Fort Myers have temporarily shut down out of concern for their employees' health. Alex?
It's a sad, sad story. Thanks, Manny.